Oh. I'm just going to wait for a sound test. It should be live. All right, quick sound check. Well, I can hear the keyboard. Yeah, we're good. Yep, I'm still a mess. All right, let's wait for some people to come in. Tonks Galaxy Railway, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Good to see you. It's the same old start to the stream, nice and slow. Gonna come back from college for a few hours ago. Okie doke. Enjoying the college life. Just making sure the notifications are coming through. Oh, clicky fingers. I don't know if the microphone picks that up. Oh, if you don't like clicky fingers, I do apologize. Give it a few moments for some more people to arrive. That spot come from? Yeah, should be going to be a very interesting stream, to say the least. Got a little something I want to declare as we go into the stream. A couple of models to showcase, and then the news. Josh, the main man, has arrived. Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. How you doing? Wait for some people to come on in. I'm hoping we get a few more people. Otherwise, this is going to be exactly how I think it is. What is that on this? Oh, it's just one of them. Okay, I thought that's something in my sock. Let's give another moment. Let's get some people in. Then we will do a model showcase. That should be standard sign-in. Aha, the points went on. Wicked. Cool. Right, we're 5 minutes in. Suppose we may as well just carry on. Okay, so I have been thinking about what I want to do with the monster truck display scene. I'm not exactly sure if I want to put the structures I've made onto base plates. I might do, but depending on how much space is in the box, that's going to be the last thing on the list. So, oh, hang on, I can grab this. To anybody who hasn't seen Sam Brown, hello, thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Oh, pardon me, another one. So those of you who haven't seen, I made this recently. It is a very simple audience display piece for my monster truck scene. And I have loads of base plates with road plates on them. And I have been thinking about, well, for a start, relaying the plates. I think that's all right, though. But I've been thinking about putting this on road plate base plates for the sake of having it on something. But when I take this to shows, it's probably not the best idea. I'm kind of turning myself off from that more and more. I think I'm going to stick to that idea. You're currently in bed with your kitty called Legacy. Oh, very lovely. How's your golden bear Thomas faces doing? They're all in a bag, all in a Ziploc bag. Oh, so, I have made 5 monster trucks to go with my car scene. There were... No, I should just ran off. Oh, fair enough. But yes, there were 5 monster trucks made with the car scene. For the dedicated monster truck arena, I've decided to make 2 more. There was a stunts monster truck set that came out, what, 2 years ago? I think it was only 2 years ago, maybe 2.5. And there was an interesting design to that set, but I was able to get the sticker sheet and a couple of the Cyber Beast printed pieces to make my own Cyber Beast. The jaw is absolutely the weakest on all of the monster trucks, but I think this looks absolutely wicked. The Cyber Beast. Lightning bolts at the back, big old engine spewing out the front, and 3 power pylons with an electricity warning sticker in the middle. Absolutely loving this. I'm a bit annoyed with myself, the fact that I use blue, but that only comes in the fact that I've already got a monster truck that uses blue, but that's more dominantly blue. This is blue and black, so I think I get away with it. I mean, ultimately, it is fine. But yes, this is my Cyber Beast, the power pylons. I love that so much. Sadly, I wasn't able to figure out a way to use these lightning bolt pieces to kind of connect between them. Maybe that's a future project. I really don't know. But yeah, this is something I'm so happy with. However, this next one is still a work in progress. So for any and every racing series, there is a champion. Let me just get the Cyber Beast back up. The Cyber Beast, the same size of all my other monster trucks, and the king of the pit. There is a very obvious size difference. Look at the fucking engine on this thing. It's huge. It's absolutely massive, and I love it. The wheels are bigger. This is 10 studs wide, where the body of the other monster trucks are 8 studs wide. It's using the sticker pieces from the stunt sets that the same Cyber Beast pieces are from. And you can see the driver in there as well with an amazing helmet. Let me grab the minifigure 1 second. I absolutely love this minifigure. Oh, yes. Love it so much. I love that helmet jaw piece. So cool. So yeah, this is the King of the Pit, as I like to call him. That name kind of came to me earlier today. I knew he was the king, but King of the Pit, that sounds cool. So yeah, this is the ultimate monster truck. It has 2 pullback motors instead of 1. I'm hoping, I haven't tested it out yet, but in all the other monster trucks that only have 1 of these, it's very weak and you need to launch the car forward in order to get some motion going. I'm hoping 2 would make it a bit better. This is going to be bigger and heavier, but yeah, I'm hoping in that regard that second motor helps. If it doesn't, then bugger. But yes, look at this. Absolutely stupidly huge, and I love it. And I think a roll cage absolutely should be the next thing to make. No, never mind any kind of cover. It's probably more just open and loose. But a roll cage, yeah. I'll look into that. I've been building this before the live stream, so yeah, we'll look into making a roll cage. That sounds pretty good. Okay. So before we get on to the big announcements, does anybody have any questions in the chat? Because now is your last time to do so. Any questions at all? Any questions from the chat? Roll up, roll up. I'm doing some work on my Lionel post-war layout, but I ran out of small wood screws to hold the track down, so I've had to pause it for now. Okay. Going to be a very interesting thing to see one day. My layout still hasn't begun yet, but there is a thing for that, which I will go into later. So yes, last call. Any questions from the chat? And he said any comments. Any questions from the chat? Make sure we get them all in now whilst we have the chance. Also, apparently I was carrying over 15 pounds as a 5 kilo on my paramotor. Okay. I'm assuming 15 pounds makes a huge difference. God damn. I need to get this trimmed. I'm going to do that soon enough. That's a good photo opportunity as well, because I've got 6 normal sized monster trucks, and I've got the King of the Pit, the Beast. I don't know. I am going to give them all names. I'll have to figure out names for them all. But that's definitely the King. The King of the Pit seems to be right for now. I don't know what else I could really call him. Yeah, I do a lot of multi-solo fights, but damn. Oh, fair enough. If it works, well, not so much if it works, but yeah, that's a lot of stuff to be carrying. Okay, so I've been debating saying this for the longest time, and I feel like with how things have been going on, this is going to be the time to say it. I'm going to put a little bit of focus onto this after the live stream is done to get people to say, well, this is the latest update for the channel. It's done during the live stream, so you have to check it out here. So I have decided earlier today to officially put YouTube on hold. I don't know how long for, but things have not at all progressed in the way that I hoped. So as you're watching the screen right now, you can see along my shirt, in this area in particular, how fuzzy the screen looks. For the longest time, I have been using the same old rubbish equipment to make my content. I've been very dissatisfied with the quality of content I've been putting out. Not so much of what I'm recording, but how I'm having to record it. I can't afford a special camera. I've got a potato microphone and a potato camera. The last big proper upgrade I was able to make was my computer tower, which was many months ago. And the big issue I have is the fact that no matter how much I've tried to make the changes, everything has been so stagnant. To any long-time subscribers, you have seen this same room every day for years and years and years. It's not good. Something about the cost of living, you know? Yeah. I have been actively, over the years, decreasing the amount of junk I've got, and I'm still going through that. There is a lot of stuff that I am trying to get rid of, trying to sell. I'm trying to do as much as I can to make some more money to be able to afford this hobby in the first place. For the past few months, I have what you would describe the closest thing as living wage slip to wage slip. I am currently still living with my parents and I am paying rent, but about 80% of my wage slip is gone and out the window with bills, etc., which is common amongst most other adults. So it's not exactly a new thing there. But the problem I'm having is I am left with next to no, like the past 2 months I had, after everything was paid, I had less than £100 disposable income. That means I can't afford any more parts to be able to do this. I definitely can't afford any new equipment. I'm going to have to save up as much as I can and put it all to one side and let things build slowly but surely to be able to get a new camera and a new microphone. This spotlight has definitely worked wonders. This is not a cheap item. Well, technically it is, but you know, it's only a light. It's done so much in terms of getting a bit more quality, because if I turn this off now, my live streams looks like this, which was even less quality. But now you can actually see me. And some people are going to look at this and say, oh, this is still so much. This is still so really great. And I don't take away from any of that, but it's not what I want. So with all of the content I want to make, it's still going to happen. But I am not going to film another video on this phone, because this is the camera I'm using. It's a Galaxy A10, I think. I've had this phone at least 5 years. I remember getting it at some point in 2019. And the camera quality is just god-awful. I mean, if you've seen the videos I've been posting, it's not exactly the best, especially when it comes to the front camera. Any shots I need to film where I'm having to film myself, I need to be able to see the screen, so the front camera is used, and that is no better than what you're seeing on this side here. How blurry, how busy that is. So everything is so bad, and it has been bad for so long. I am fed up of convincing myself to still use this. I'm not going to do that anymore. So I don't know how long I'm going to be away for. I'm still going to be posting on my Instagram every now and then. I'm still going to be re-uploading my Nerf Blaster videos onto my second channel. So if anybody hasn't seen the updates, I have made the decision recently to set all of my Nerf videos to private on this channel. And I'm currently in the process of re-uploading all of those videos onto my second channel. Oh, pardon me. So the idea behind that is because I want this main channel to be focused on just Lego. And I have done a lot of other content over the years, but it felt very mixed. You go through all my videos, you see Lego, then Nerf, then a toy review, then cosplay, then back to Lego, and it was so choppy. It was not a good thing to really see. At least when I was going through my channel, I thought a lot of it had to go. There were a hell of a lot of videos that were set to private that just did not match the quality standard that I wanted for my channel as well. And any of the good videos that I liked that have been set to private or otherwise deleted are on my second channel. So let me just confirm something. You should be able to see in the description of all of my videos and all of my live stream. Yes, my second channel is the second top link. So you got my Patreon, and then there is my second channel. So again, this is all of my toy reviews, my Nerf Blaster videos are going to go there, etc. Just all the other bits that aren't Lego that I am satisfied enough to want to keep online. That's the distinction. I'm really upset with the management of things. I always thought I was really good at this kind of management, but it turns out I'm not. And I mean, I'm only human after all, but at the same time, I thought I was doing a better job than this. So in regards to the funding side of things and being able to afford everything, Patreon, I've made a little introduction to each video from mid-June onwards. It was relaunched just before the Street Racers Season 2 series came out. But Patreon has basically completely failed. So for whatever reason, my Patreon is telling me it has 2 members active or something like that. It's all from when I last did Patreon. It was, I don't know what it's going on here because it's incorrect. But I did a little bit of pushing for Patreon when it came out, but I didn't want to be kind of down people's throats. So I made the introduction to the videos. That was it. And again, I mean, completely fair. It was not an obligatory thing to do, but it's completely flopped. The hope behind Patreon is to be able to afford to do these sort of things and make these improvements to my channel. Never mind buying more Lego to make more models to make the videos. It's more so to be able to afford the equipment in the first place. Snakey, I do see your questions in the chat. You have to give me a moment, okay? But yeah, it's sad because I've had a lot of struggles these past few months. In particular, the string of Lego events that I've done, doing one every 2 weeks, it was fun, but the second and fourth were a couple of hours drive away from where I live, and that meant I had to pay for hotels. I paid for a lot of meals, and combining both of them, I've probably spent at least £500 on hotels and a bunch of meals. I mean, having that £500 in my account right now would be very, very helpful because there's other things I need to use that for. Never mind getting the equipment, there's other priorities I need to pay for first, but I chose to do those events. So I'm going to have to pick and choose what events I go to in the future. The other thing is, there was another event I was going to do at the end of October, which was another 2.5, 3-hour drive away from where I live. But I've decided to pull out of that because I cannot afford the hotel. I've looked at the quotes and whatever else. I can't afford it. So looking back at my channel, all the things I was able to throw money at, it happened. I can't undo that. But I can never do that again. It's yeah, it's gone. Those fun times, those luxuries are long gone. So yeah, what this all translates to is I'm going to be leaving YouTube alone for a long while. I'll still be posting here and there. You'll probably see me appear in Discord. Why is he talking about money? I'm basically saying I can't afford to do YouTube at the moment. If you were listening to the stream, you would have heard that. So yeah, it's part of the ultimate update where things are in a position where I cannot even think about YouTube for the longest time. I need to make a bunch of quality updates, which is going to take a long time to be able to afford. So yeah, I will come back with a whole series of videos. I have no idea when. It'll be next year before I even begin to do that. But yeah, the idea is to restart, I suppose. What's the word? reboots. That's it, like a bit of a reboot, an all new sense on things, a whole new light on the quality. That's what I want to really do. It's going to take a long time. It's taking a hell of a lot longer than I thought it would, but yeah, this is going to be how it has to be, pretty much. All right, Snakey, you've waited patiently or impatiently. So, first question: how do you power your engines if they are pulling 5 cars but can't pull it by themselves? As Sam mentioned earlier, it is not the trains that are motorized. I power all of my rolling stock. Well, not all of them, but the coaches. This is because I can put any train in front of those coaches, and that creates the illusion of the trains pulling those coaches. And besides, it's a lot easier for me to power the coaches than it is to power the engines. On top of that, with the Coronation Express in particular, where there's a lot of coaches and in turn demands a lot of motive power, I can actually get that up to a good speed. So for me, that's the best solution. Your second question was, for steam engines, do you put motors in the tender or in the engine? Going back to my previous answer, it's not in the trains themselves, it's all in the coaches. Recently rebooted my channel, sorted aesthetically at least, new profile picture, etc. Yeah, I remember seeing you do that. I don't know, it would be a full-on reboot. It's just, I need to pick up the quality. Street Racers Seasons 1 and 2 are the best produced videos I've ever made. And it's not even close. Season 2 definitely has improvements over Season 1, because when the first season was done, I had nothing to really base it off of. It was brand new content for me. But now that Season 2 was made, I've got more of an idea of how I want to go about making it. So Season 2 was just incredible. So if I'm going to do more content like that in the future, I can't have grainy cameras over here failing to pick up things in the foreground. Yeah, can't do that. Blue Game Man, thank you very much for tuning in. Pardon me again. Oh, very gassy this evening. I have a steam engine. I want to pull over 18 coaches, and I have motors in the engine. Should I put them in the tender as well as the coaches? Well, if you have 18 coaches, you're going to... Well, it's not... How big are the coaches, first of all? Because if they're the coaches in the style that I've built them, you're definitely better off getting motors in the stock, because it's so much easier to put train motors on bogie coaches because it blends in perfectly, and you can have multiple of them moving all those wagons. If you put it in the train, then you need... It's tricky because you can use an extra large motor and you can gear it to have more torque instead of speed, but that means you're moving really slowly, and it's still going to be a struggle to pull 18 30 to 40 stud long coaches. So, ooh, pins and needles in my leg. I have my leg crossed. Oh, it's so sensitive. Oh. But yes, if you want to see 18 coaches move at a decent speed, you've got to put them in the coaches, and it's not even a debate. But it's not a bad thing to do either. There are so many people that make these long expresses and have the stock in the motors in the stock, because that's what you got to do. Having it in just the train itself doesn't work unless you have ball bearings, which definitely helps, but at the same time, still having motors in the coaches makes a huge difference. If I want detailed trucks in the coaches, should I use standard Lego train motors or the geared motors? I use the Lego train motors. You can still get all the details on the side. You just need to take off that single piece. It's definitely possible. You just got a few less spaces to be able to attach those pieces onto. But yeah, if you're going to put them on the coaches, train motors, and again, it's not really a debate. If you use gear motors, again, it's kind of tricky to have to defend that, because you can use extra large motors, but they are so slow. I don't have the experience with geared motors in rolling stock, so I don't know how good or bad that is. I need to go back to making mocks. It's just been custom minifigures lately. Yes, it has been, but the minifigures you've made are still pretty good. Been leaning more and more into the 1990s style train mocks. Styling for your mocks, always like odd set appearance. Yeah, they were always presented really cool, especially the boxes. Should I 3D print the number plates or should I use stickers? If you're going to 3D print them, it might be best to make it so you can still attach that plate onto a Lego tile. Because if you try and 3D print it as a connectable tile, that might be a bit more finicky to do. I mean, not impossible. If you can get that to work, then absolutely do that. I think stickers should be the second option. See if you can get them 3D printed first, because that 3D texturing would be excellent. Yes, all my 3D print stuff. Well, there you go then. 3D print them. Why not? Welcome back, Blue Game Man. Good to see you again. If I wanted to put 18 coaches of that size at any reasonable speed, I'd probably use my ABBA set of RF16s, which has 8 motors. Yes, that's why you need to use a lot of motors. The 12 coach Coronation Express, the front 4 coaches each have 2 motors. That means there's 8 motors, but you need that much motive power to move it all in the first place because it's so big and heavy. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Okay, where's my drink? There it is. Oh, I need to brush my teeth. I'll do that before I go to bed. Right, so there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be ending this live stream early because the whole point of this live stream was to show off a couple of models and then make these announcements. So to anybody who was just tuned in and was just going to be missing it, the whole point of what I'm saying, or what I did say earlier, is I'm going to be taking a break from YouTube. There's a lot of stuff I need to sort out and figure out. And in order to be able to do so, YouTube has to be put on hold. So it is a bit of a shame to be able to have to make that happen. But again, I don't have the choice. I've tried to make some improvements over the years and things have just not worked out, which is a real shame. But we play with the cards we're dealt. Is that how the phrase goes? We play with the cards we're dealt, something like that, yeah. Good evening, Kumata. Good to see you. I'm afraid you're tuning in as the stream is about to end. It's yeah, bit of an early ending, this one, a much shorter stream. Snakey, my largest steam engine is the giant version of the Coronation, which I call Dragon. Duck, welcome back. I'm afraid, like I just said, we're going to be ending this live stream. We're having an early night tonight. I have some things I need to work on, other things I need to be figuring out and doing. So, well, it's not your fault. I'm still happy you were able to tune in, though. It's really good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for coming along for as long as you had. Emerald Champion might be longer. I don't actually know. I'll have to put them both next to each other, and because they're both the same width, they're roughly the same height. I just need to figure out which one is longer. Yeah, so I'll do my best to figure it out. And thank you, Andrew. That means so much. So yeah, for the last time, I will be on hiatus. You probably won't see me posting on YouTube until the new year. On my second channel, I have all of my Nerf videos scheduled to go out one day after another. There's 99 videos. Sadly, it wasn't around 100. That's going out of the about 140 videos. A lot of them are being kept private. But yeah, if you want to support me in any more personal way, the Patreon page is linked in the description. I've always said this, it's not an obligatory thing for people to do. It's down to you to want to do that. So yeah, that is an option if you feel you want to go the extra step. If not, then it is no problem at all. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for sticking by for as long as you have. I suppose I'll see you in the new year. Take care, everyone. I'll see you then.